Welcome everybody back to another video showing you some builds that you can do in Minecraft. There's no time to waste, you know what you're here for. If you're one of my subscribers, you might notice some of these builds. They might look familiar. And not all of these builds are mine. So, let's get started. First of all, you've probably seen this in a lot of places, but if you haven't, you can turn the respawn anchor into like a witch's cauldron. Just make sure to fill it up with a glowstone and do not right click it in the overworld or it will blow up like a bed in the nether, and put some trapdoors of your choosing around it. Next up, we have a picnic table for chickens. It's just a simple little design. You can get an idea of how to make it by looking at it. Of course, you got to put some string down for the wool up top there. But just simple outdoor picnic table. Next up, we got a giant gold deposits that looks really cool. These are the kind of gold deposits I would hope they would add to Minecraft one day. I know you can actually find these blocks of raw gold and copper and iron now. It would be cool kind of in this way, but you can build this up like so and even put some barrels nearby and make it look like you have a giant ore deposit. Next up, we got some classic graves like this one you can do just all out of stair blocks. We also have this one, which is kind of representing, I guess, a wither skeleton in some way. And of course, this one, you've seen this before, but this time I added wood around the sides to make it look like a complete coffin down there that is cracked open. Right here, we have a forge for the nether, or you can build it in the overworld, but this one specifically looks like it was made for the nether because we got a netherite helmet right there, which you can put in a furnace by putting a piston up top and powering the furnace all the way down. This armor stand is also on a slab below the furnace. Yeah, just a nice little build. Up next, we have a rope bridge, or rather a chain bridge, and it can actually be used. You can run across this as long as you're sprinting. I don't know about the middle, sometimes I fell through, but I've made it across most times. It actually works and it looks good. Next up, I love this design. You can actually make the wheels out of item frames if you choose to, but I made these ones out of banners. It's just a little minecart system you can put down in your mine. Maybe you got amethyst, here's some raw gold, raw copper, and then you can use the barrels beneath it to make it look like the rail system, because these are slabs right here and you can't put tracks down below them. Next up, we got a wall of berries. This one is using deep slate, and the deep slate redstone looks best for berries, but you can also go with copper ore, and it looks like a different variant of berries. Next, if you have a logging camp and you want to spice up one of your log piles, try throwing on some unlit campfires like this, maybe in a scrap pile or just on one of your main log piles. It looks like the small twigs and branches cut off of the main logs. What do we have next? This is just a simple armor stand inside glass. You could do this in the nether with netherite armor. It makes it look like it has extra protection. But of course, if you ended up wanting this armor, you're gonna have to break the glass or move it. But this is more in the sense of if you want to store armor for show rather than being used. Next, we got a nice bookshelf design. This is actually used in my world. You've probably seen it before, but you can also mix in looms to make them look like empty bookshelves. Maybe even throw in a barrel and throw in stuff like this on the inside. I like doing this for filler space. And you can also throw trap doors like this to give that nice arched feel. Right here is another armor stand display design. This one is more for if you actually plan to use the armor. I have this in my Let's Play world, as you may know. I usually just break the glass, grab it, and throw the glass back on. Right here, we actually have a futuristic fence design shutting out Bob. Mainly uses end rods, cyan terracotta, and I throw on an iron trapdoor on top. It actually looks really nice. Right here we have a tractor design. This is more cleaned up than the ones I usually use in my Let's Play world. This is using mainly andesite and blackstone, really, and it makes it look really clean. Here's a storage design, kind of similar to that bookshelf design, but the further you step back, the better the archway actually looks. And I love this design so much. This would probably look good down in a mining area or probably in your wooden house. Right here we have a well with a cute little crane design. You could also make this into something else. It doesn't have to be a well. It could be a small crane pulling out rubble from a mine or whatever your heart desires. And right here we have a spooky road. I kind of pictured this would go well in maybe a warped forest in the nether or even the basalt deltas. What we're using here is dead brain coral block. I kind of mixed in dead bubble coral block and gravel. This is deep slate, and you can put it though in a dead tree. I don't know why a tree would be in the nether. Well, it's wherever you want to put this, but it creates a nice creepy road. Right here we have a very basic canoe. Yes, you could even make it longer. You could even add a sail if you want, but this is my little version. I like it. It works. You can't ride them though. It just looks good tied up in some places. If you're a follower of my Let's Play, you've seen this everywhere. This is just my go-to pipe design. I use basalt and deep slate for the curved edges, and I also throw in some glowstone beneath the trapdoors to help with the lighting. If you haven't seen this already, I would be kind of surprised, but you can extend these by adding on moss blocks on the top, like so, or with these you can add on the azalea flowered leaves to extend these as well. Right here we have a giant anchor. This looks good on the bottom of an ocean floor if you have an ocean base. You could use these grindstones as a giant chain, or you could just completely remove these all together. It would actually look pretty good just like this, without grindstones littered all over it. Here's a simple grandfather clock. You can now use lightning rods. They look a little bit better, but we also do have bells, of course, so that would probably make more sense, but I don't know. I just thought I'd give it... Oh, you can't even place them on that. Interesting. I never tried, see? And that's just a stripped spruce log behind a glow item frame. Right here we have a little steam-powered design with some gauges, and you can make this banner pattern to make it look like you have a lever. And of course the copper blocks to make it look like a piping system. Right here we have a giant barrel full of something, whatever it could be. Wine, water. I don't know why you put water in a giant barrel, but it looks cool nonetheless. Right here we have a creature. I don't know what kind of creature. I was actually designing this for my Let's Play world, but I might as well just show you on here. I used granite and the new dripstone blocks, and I also threw in the shroom light for the eyes. And I kind of picture it with a cave right over its head as if he's peeking his head out, and with lava underneath. And you can throw the dripstone on the back to make it look like the spikes on his back. Looks pretty menacing. And of course, I have to show the robots I've been designing lately. This is my flying robot. This is a robot holding up something. A robot drilling into something. A sad robot. A robot just chilling, enjoying life. And of course, the little rolling robot I've shown plenty of times, kind of like from Fallout. And here's a bigger, beefier version of that rolling robot. Next up here, you can make a little beacon such as this, because if you didn't know, Crying Obsidian actually has the texture inside of the respawn anchor. And you can throw a dispenser in the back like this and throw glowstone in it and recharge it just like so. You can build that as tall as you want as well, but this is a way you can display your respawn anchor. Right here, we just have a casual shelf design holding chests, boxes, and crates. I use these beehives as boxes. Beehive, right? Yeah, I always get them confused with bee nest. But yeah, I use deep slate for everything because it's the block that most resembles metal in this game. Resembles metal more than actual metal. But I love this. Look, I have this in my factory actually. Next up, I have some sort of an engine, I would say. That's what I went for here. That's the thing about engines in Minecraft, or just technical builds. You could literally do the most random things such as this and it'll look interesting like an engine. So I use looms, I put fireplaces under those looms, do a bunch of random, I have lecterns down there, smithing tables, and it all looks interesting. It looks like an engine. Now, as you know, this is the smallest chain you can have in the game, and then you can upgrade it by using these grindstones like I showed earlier, but then you can also use blackstone and make giant chains such as this. I use these type of chains in my nether. I have one holding a giant lava bucket. They're pretty cool. And then right down here you have some sort of transformers, well, producing or converting electricity. Who knows what it's used for? It looks cool though. Well, my friends, I think that's going to be about it for this episode. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. I could go on all day with these type of videos because I just love coming up with these random builds. This is how I figure stuff out for my survival world. I have like 3 different test worlds. This is my third one. It's called Test World 3 because the other two have corrupted over the years. But hopefully this one goes strong for a while. But I hope I inspired you guys and got you to get back into Minecraft and build something. You know we're always looking for that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.